this session we are going to discuss about the Huygens wave theory. Huygens wave theory. We know that there are so many scientists who studied about the light and they gave their own theories. In the same way, in the last session we have discussed about the Newton's corpuscular theory, and he assumed that the light has a corpuscles. And now in this theory, Huygens wave theory, he assumed that the light as a wave. He assumed the light as a wave, and in his assumption, light travels in a form of mechanical longitudinal wave. We know very well that the sound travels in a form of mechanical longitudinal wave. But here, in his theory, Huygens assumed that the light travels in a form of mechanical longitudinal wave. We know that the longitudinal waves travel, or it is a disturbance created in the medium, and the disturbance will travel parallel to the the disturbance will travel parallel to the medium. So he assumed like that. And coming to the next assumption, different colors of light are due to the difference in the wavelength. By basing upon the wavelength size, wave size, the colors are varying. So if the wavelength size is large, it seems to be one color. If the wavelength size is very small, it seems to be another different color. So the different colors in the light is due to the different sizes in the wave. And next assumption is propagation of mechanical waves require a material medium. Yes, the mechanical waves require a material medium. Definitely there should be a material medium to propagate from one place to another place. So we know that the sound wave requires a material medium. Without a material medium, sound wave cannot travel from one place to another place. In the same way, he assumed that the light wave has a mechanical longitudinal wave, and this mechanical wave requires a medium. And for that, what he assumed is, he assumed that the entire universe is occupied with a medium called ether. Ether is a medium, and see, we know that air occupies everywhere. Air is everywhere. In the same way, he assumed that ether is everywhere in the universe, and the ether helps the light to travel from one place to another place. He assumed that light is traveling from one place to another place because of this ether. So it is the assumption of Huygens. Huygens assumed that ether is everywhere, not here, not here, everywhere. Everywhere in the universe, ether is there, and due to that ether only, light is transmitted or incident from one place to another place. And next assumption, propagation of light takes place in form of wavefronts. So in his assumption, Huygens assumed that the light travels in a form of wavefronts. See, wavefront, if you consider a pond, there is a pond and there is a still water in it. If I throw a stone into it, what happens to the water? The water get disturbed, and we can see the ripples in the form of circles. So circles will form in form of ripples. So we call that as ripples, and this is 2D. We can consider this as 2 dimension. But if you consider the same instance in a light, so if I consider a bulb here, and if a bulb is glowing, it gives light in all directions. In all directions it will give the light, and this is considered as a wavefront by Huygens. Huygens considered this spreading of light in all directions as a wavefronts. So it is here, this is 2D now, and here the light spreads in 3 dimension. Not only one direction, in all directions the light is spreading apart. So here these are circles, but this is a spherical 3 dimension, no? So spherical, they are spheres. In all directions they are spreading apart. So these sphericals is considered by Huygens as wavefronts. These are wavefronts. So if one observes these wavefronts from the source, then one may not observe that as a wave. It may be some like a light incidenting out, and if some observes from the nearer surface, then it appears as waves like this, as the wavefronts are coming from the source of light. And if any person observes the same waves from the far, then these waves, see, if you observe from this wave and this wave, the diameter get increased. So gradually the diameter get increases, and one person from the far place observes the light, may see it as a plane. So these are called as wavefronts, which was observed by the Huygens. And now coming to the merits of this Huygens wave theory. In his theory, he successfully explained interference and diffraction. He explained successfully the interference and diffraction of light. And in his theory, he predicted that speed of light is less in denser medium than in rarer medium. Yes, whatever he predicted in his theory, that was correct. In rarer medium, the speed of light is more, and in denser medium, the speed of light is less. And next, so these are the merits made by the Huygens wave theory. And coming to the demerits, in his theory, it was later proved that existence of ether medium. Whatever he assumed that there is a ether spreaded in all the universe, ether medium is not there. There is no ether medium, it is completely hypothetical. So it is only up to his assumption. So there is no ether medium. And it could not explain photoelectric effect and polarization of light. Polarization of light and photoelectric effect was not, it couldn't explain. The theory of Huygens couldn't explain these two properties of light. So these are the assumptions of Huygens wave theory, and these are the two merits of Huygens wave theory, and these are two demerits of Huygens wave theory. In his theory, as he assumed that the entire universe is pervaded by the ether medium, so as he assumed that the light has a mechanical longitudinal wave, definitely there should be a medium to the propagation of light. But actually the light waves are transverse waves. So without a ether medium also, light can transmit from one place to another place. Later that it was proved that wrong, there is no ether medium in the universe. That is completely hypothetical.